Good evening, everyone. I hope you are doing well. So, basically, in today's session, we are going to start with JavaScript basic part. Okay. So, just give me a second and then I will let you know about the topics which we are going to cover in today's session. Right. Okay. So, as we have already covered our HTML part, our CSS part, and then also have created a mini registration page regarding that. So I hope that is already clear to you. In today's session, we are going to start with JavaScript. The lecture flow will look like what is JavaScript. First of all, we are going to discuss about that. Then what are the variables in JavaScript, operators in JavaScript, then how we can define an array in JavaScript, the type of loop, how these things are different from the normal language like C, C++, etc. Okay, then then if the time give us the permission, then we will cover arrow function and traditional function also. So without wasting our time, let me just share my screen. Okay, I hope it is visible. Yes. So basically here I have opened my VS Code where we have write the code for our registration page, right? Today we will see about basic JavaScript. So first of all, what is JavaScript? You all are familiar with JavaScript also, but still I want to ask that what is JavaScript? Like HTML is used for the structured part, right? The skeleton part of the body. Then after that, there was other thing which was CSS, which is used for designing part. Same thing is JavaScript. It is used for your basically logical part. So it is a high level language and it is used to make web page interactive and dynamic. What does it mean by interactive and dynamic? That as a user we have created this web page. Let me just open it. Just a second. So we have created this page, right? So right now no JavaScript is there, but you can see if we append JavaScript over there, then that means that these function, whatever functions button are there, that should work properly. That will make this website from static to dynamic. So to create your website to dynamic, you have to use JavaScript over there. Okay, clear? Yeah. So this is one thing that what is basically our JavaScript. Now we can use it in front end and back end also, like the same language. I will let you know when we will cover our Node.js part, right? So there I will let you know that how JavaScript is also used in back end as well as in front end. Okay, so for there we can use the JavaScript part also. So it is an important language. Just make sure that you can have the time, okay, for this particular session so that accordingly you can practice it with me. Okay, now we are going to basically discuss about the basic things which are variables in JavaScript, like what is let, what is const, what is where. Very basic things. Just we have to start with the basic part, so that's why I am asking you to go ahead with that only. So let's name it index.js. .js, why? Because JS stands for JavaScript here. So index.js is right now here with us. Okay. Now what we can do, like if I have to define a variable in any other language, we use char, we use other things for defining our character, for defining our string. Okay. So here in JavaScript, we can use where over there. Where, then the name of your variable, and then assign the value to it. Suppose name as Vansh. Okay. So what this line basically will do, This will initialize the name as Vansh. So as a user, if you are going to write console.log, this console.log in JavaScript is basically used to print the output in the terminal. We will see it how these things work. So if I write hello and then if I concatenate it with a plus symbol and this name variable over there. Oh, just a second. I have to just remove this. Yeah. So what I am doing here, that hello, and instead of this name, one should come as I am concatenating it with the string using a plus symbol. Okay, perfect. Now just let's open the terminal at our end. Here it is. So one thing I want you to let you know guys that right now I am using node space index.js to run this command, right? What I am using? Node space index.js. And if I press enter, you can see the output hello Vansh is coming. Okay, everything is perfect. Just the thing is, those students who have not installed Node.js up to now, they are not able to basically print this statement using this command. In simple words, you are not able to execute a JS file through Node until and unless you haven't installed it at your system. So let's do one thing that I just give you a brief idea that how you can install Node.js so that whenever we reach to that section, then it will be easy for us also to basically go ahead with the flow. So just a second, let me open that Node.js official website and that you have to follow. Okay, just a second. Okay, yes. So when you will come to this nodejs.org original website for Node.js to download it, I have already downloaded it. Still, I will let you know about all the uh, you can say steps how to download it. First of all, go to this download section over there in the navbar. Okay. Then scroll a bit. Here you see window installer.msi and standalone binary.zip. So you have to install this window installer.msi. Just click over here. It will start downloading it. Okay. We will wait. I have already installed it. Just for your reference, I am just again installing it so that you will get an idea that how the things are working properly because we are starting from scratch. So I don't want anything that basically not help you. Okay. So just a second. I have to give a permission as it is already installed at my end, right? Okay. The next, just click over here, give this permission. I accept the terms and license over here. Whatever is written over here, you have to just accept that. Okay, then here they are showing that it will install to this particular path. So don't change it. Just click over here on next. Here it is saying that Node.js runtime environment. So yes, next, automatically install all the necessary tools. This is important that by default it will install those tools which are which will help us in future. Okay, so just install it and click on install. Okay, so a status will pop up at your screen and as soon as you will see that 100%, then you are good to go to install your Node.js. Why I am not basically getting it? Because I have already installed it at my end. So I have to basically allow the permissions to install it accordingly. So no problem. Let me just tell you that how you will come to know that it is installed at your end. At last, after clicking on the finish button, you can search for command prompt. Okay, here is your command prompt. Now, how to check? Okay, let me just open it. Just a second. Yeah, it is open. So for checking that is it installed, just press node space hyphen v. This v stands for version. So you can see that they are showing you the version of Node.js. Okay, that this is installed at your end. Why we are installing it? So that we can run the commands accordingly, right? We can use Node.js command to execute the .js file. Okay, so again, I'm telling you how to after installing it, how to execute the file of .js extension, that node space index.js, and you can see you are getting your output accordingly. Okay, what we have done up to now, we have just seen that how to install Node.js. Then what is this variable and how to print that on terminal? So like in C++, in C++ we use C out, okay, to console something on the terminal. So same thing if we have to do in JavaScript, then we use console.log. Okay, perfect. Now, other thing regarding where is that it is basically not function scoped. Okay, I will let you know that what does it mean by function scoped or not. Where is basically a function scoped. So function scoped means that inside the function, if you have defined this variable, then only you can access that particular variable in that function. So it will be more easy for you when we just cover all these three types like where, let, and const. Then I will give an example through which everything will be clear to you. Okay, up to now, just make sure that it is basically a function scope for where. Okay, it can be redeclared. Yes, it can be redeclared. Okay, now let's talk about let. Here comes let. So through let, we can also assign something like let age equals to 22. Okay. And you can also console this age. How to console it? Console.log. And then we have to write age is and whatever the age is. Okay. So just write the age parameter so that it can fetch it accordingly. Right? Okay. Here it is. So now if I just execute this, how to execute it? Node space index.js. Hello, Vansh, age is 22. Okay, we are getting it. Now let's see that what is the difference between let and where. Okay, so for where, if I now initialize name value as, you can say, Bhuvit. Okay, and what can I do? Like if I just try to console it. So let's console it also. Name is Bhuvit and console.log. And now if I do this as hello, and for Bhuvit we have to concatenate the string part. Okay, let's try. What happened through this? Let's check it first. Okay, hello Vansh is coming, hello Bhuvit is coming, and age is 22 coming. Okay, so it is working fine up to now. But as soon as I just append this where over here, Okay, what I have done, like first of all created a variable name as Vansh, then another variable name as Bhuvit. Okay, and I have consoling them, right? So you can see all the output I am getting over here. But when I will just create a function, and inside function, if outside the function I will try to fetch the value of this name variable over there, then we will see that what will be the output, and how we can just got an idea that what is the difference for let and where. Okay, so up to now, just don't worry about all these things, that you have got the idea about where, that this is the syntax, use where keyword, then name and whatever name you want. Then to print that in the terminal, you can use console.log. Same thing goes with your age part, right? So in age also, basically you can let age equals to 22 and you can console it directly. Now third one is const. All of you are now familiar with this, that it will basically fix a particular value to a variable. So if pi is equals to 3.14, what you have done, you have fixed the value of pi to 3.14. But if another person, okay, this is fixed, right? Now what I can do, that I can console this also. So console dot log, and then value of I is, okay, we can just concatenate it, right? And now if I have to clear the terminal, for that the command is clear. Okay, so just write node space index.js to execute this file, right? Okay, if I press enter, hello Vansh is coming, hello Bhuvit is coming, age is 22 coming, and value of pi is 3.14. So if you have to fix a value to of a particular variable, then you can use const over there. Now, if we talk about comparison, so basically your let and const, these two types of variable are block scope. Now, what is block scope? That inside a particular boundary, they will provide you the value of that particular argument. Outside that, it can't be accessible. And then there comes the where. It is basically functional scope. What does it mean by functional scope? That within the function, you can fetch the value for it. Okay. Until and unless that function is basically declared, you can fetch the value for a variable in that. But uh, outside that you can't fetch the value, or you can't use that particular value. Okay, so this is the basic difference. Or we can just do one thing, that we are going to have a idea through a function. We will create a function, there I will declare a variable, and then try to see the output inside the function and outside the function, then it will give us a good idea. So just try to copy all these things, and then we will start with that part. Okay, just take your time to make sure that you are doing it. Just a second, let me remove the cancellation part from here. Extra tabs I am just closing. Okay, just try it at your end. Okay, so I hope that it is clear to you. Now let's write some like I have already told you that where is functional scope. Now let's see that what does it mean by functional scope. Just a second, I have to plug in my charger. Sorry for the inconvenience. Let me just see. Okay, we'll do it after this concept. So let's create a function. What we are doing, we are testing about where scope. Okay, so basically for that I am creating this. So where a equals to 20. Okay, I have defined a variable a and now writing a condition. If true, so that we can see the difference between block scope and functional scope. Now here defining a as 10 and now consoling it here. Console.log the value of a. What I have done, basically inside this particular function, in this particular function test, what I am doing, I have defined value of a as 20. But after that, there is a loop, and inside that loop, we have defined again a with where. Okay, where a equals to 10. Now, what I am doing, I am consoling this a. So what should be the output for this particular thing? Here we have defined a as 10 and down consoling it. But outside this, we have defined another variable having a as the parameter and assigned the value to 20. So also let's console it. Console.log, and here I will just write a text outside block A. Outside block A value is and okay. So we are just seeing that how it will give us a different output. Okay, let's try to first call this function. Okay, and then clear the terminal. Let's execute it. Okay. So first of all, are you able to see? Here I am getting 10. Okay, that is quite understandable. Why I am getting 10 over here? Because here we have defined it as a equals to 10, and in the next line we are consoling the value as 10. But now outside this function also, according to you, what should be the output? That a is 20 and this 20 has no scope in this if loop. So that's why here also we should get 20. But that is not the case because this is functional component. This where is functional scoped. Functional scope means once whatever the value you are using, like a is assigned to 20 first, no problem. Then you have changed the value of a from 20 to 10, right? You have changed the value. Now this value should we have to use in all over the function where this where has been used. That is basically the main meaning of functional scope. Okay, that this value will work for whole function, not just for a single block. A block means that the opening braces and closing braces in between them, whatever is written is a block. So instead of limited to a particular block, this variable where keyword assign that to function scope. So that's why here also we are getting a. Now, if same thing, I have to check for let, because as we know that let is not functional scope, it is block scope. So let me just try to make it first from where to let. Okay, then I will hit- just clear the terminal and re-execute it. Okay, now see what is happening. What we are getting, let a is 20 Okay, you have assigned the value of a as 20. No problem. Now, just a second. If true means if the condition is true, go to the inside block. Now, this is your another block. Okay, this is your another block, right? Now, what should happen? Let a equals to 20. Let a equals to 10. So from 20, the value of a is changed to 10, right? And then console it. Okay, they have consoled it, right? But for let, as it is block scope, so this value will be limited to this particular section only. Okay, this is the main catch. This is the thing you have to understand, that in case of where you can redeclare it, right? But that value can be used in throughout the function. But that is the not the case with let. Let is basically block scope. What does it mean by block scope? That for a significant pair of your curly parenthesis, it will hold its value. Here, let a is 10. Inside this parenthesis only, this a value will be 10. Now, for this let a equals to 20, what is the scope? What is the block? This is the block inside which it is declared, right? So that's why for this a equals to 20, when we are consoling this one, we are getting the log as 20. Okay, so this is the difference. What we were getting if in both the places there were where, then we were getting 10 as the output in both cases. But as soon as we have converted it to let, what we are getting then? We are getting that outer scope is giving us the value as 20, because for this block, the value is 10, and for this block, the value is 20. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now we can also check it for const. For const, basically, everything is same as let. Just it defines the value of a particular value variable to be fixed. So let's try to execute it. Just clearing it and then executing it. So same thing is happening as it is a block scoped variable. So in this block, the value of a is 20, and inside this block where this console statement, second console statement is written, the block value is 20. So that's why you are getting the value as 10 and 20 both. Clear? I hope it is clear to you. Okay. So what is the key point for it? That where is basically your function scoped. Okay. And const plus your let is block scope. What is a block? Whatever you will write inside this particular opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis is your single block. Okay. So that you have to keep in your mind. Now, let is block scope already clear, and also for const it is block scope. Okay, also one thing we can try, like these things are clear, right? Now, let's try to tell you that what is the reassignment, like what is the difference between const and let, that we have to also see, because the output wise here we are getting the same output for both of them. For let also the output was coming like this 10 and 20, and for const also it is coming like this. Then what is the use of const? So that I am just telling you. So for that, just changing inside content of this function, creating a variable x and assigning its value to 30, suppose. Okay, that is one thing we can done. Now, if I just put this value of x is equals to 40, another value I am giving it, what I have done, I have just created x as 30 and then defining x again as 20. Okay. So this is basically not a good thing because you are creating a constant. You have defining the, just let me console it, console.log. You are making the value constant, right? And if you are making the value constant, then why you are changing its value? So let me just try to execute this and let's see that what we are getting. We are getting an error. Are you able to see? Assignment to a constant variable means they are saying that already you have made this x variable and constant, that its value will not change throughout the program. But in the next line, what you are doing, you are assigning this value to 40. A thing which has a fixed value, you are changing its value within the program in the next line only. So, and then you are consoling it. So that's why it is throwing you an error. So you can see here, they are just letting you know that assignment to the constant variable. This is the problem, that you are defining x as 40, which is not good. Clear? What is the difference between where, let, and cons? If I ask you about scope, then which one is functional scope? So yes, your answer is correct. Where is functional scope? Other tools are block scope. What is a block? Now you have all the idea about that also. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. We have already uh, deep dive into this through the example, right? So I have 2 minute break. Just try to create such an example, and whatever will be your doubts, you can resolve it. Just write the code, just try to execute it, and accordingly you will get the output for it. So let me just remove this line from here, and then again just me so here now we are getting the output as 30. So yes, it is working fine now. As soon as I remove that error causing line, which is assigning a value to a constant, again reassigning. Okay, so 2 minute break for it, uh, so that you can have an idea about all these concepts. Okay. Okay, so I hope you have now done all the things. Now we are going to see about operators in JavaScript. Okay, like what are arithmetic operators, what are assignment operator, comparison operator, and logical operator. So let's also see that. Quite simple. Let a is equals to 5, suppose, and b is equals to 10. What I have done, I have assigned two variables, a as 5 and b as 10. And now we are going to see about the arithmetic operations. Okay, so just console.log, and here what I can do, a plus b. Okay, let's try to see that what we are getting. For a plus b, we are getting 15. Okay, means inside console.log, we can perform arithmetic operations directly. Okay, so if it is working for it, it should work for subtraction also. So a minus b. Okay, Let's try to execute it again. Yeah. So A is 5 and B is 10 as B is greater than A. So that's why we are getting the subtraction value in minus. Okay. So for multiplication, it should work. For modulo or division, it should work. Right. So let's try to configure that also. Console.log and A asterisk B. Okay, perfect. And console.log A divided by B. So these are basically your arithmetic operation, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, modulo, and divide. So also check for modulo. Why we use modulo? So that we can find out the remainder. Like, okay. So console.log, I am making it B by A. So B by A means 10 by 5. So we will get remainder as 5 to the 10, 0, right? So let's try to see that what are the outputs. Let me clear the screen first and then let's see the output. Okay, A plus B, 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, this one is correct. Then A minus B, A is 5, B is minus 10, so 5 minus 10 is minus 5. Okay, it is also correct. A into B, 5 into 10 is 15. Okay, okay, just a second. Let me just plug in my charger. Okay, just a second. Yes. So we are going through A into B. A into B is 10 into 5, that is 50. Okay. A divided by B. A is 5 and B is 10. So we are getting answer in fractional point, right? And now you can see, okay, we were expecting output to be 0 because we were finding modulo, not dividend, right? So how to use modulo? Now I have to re-execute the program to get the output. Yeah. Here are you getting 0? Why we are getting 0? B modulo A, because modulo give us the remainder. When B is divided by A, then whatever remainder will be there, that we will get as the modulo operator. Okay, clear? This is your arithmetic operators. Now, after arithmetic operators, we can jump to, you can say, assignment operator. Assignment operator. Name is suggesting that what we have to do here, we have to just assign some value over here. So let x equals to 10. What it is doing? It is assigning the value of x to 10. And you can also do it like console.log. You can console it, right? Console.log x. It's quite simple. If I just clear the screen and just show you the output for it, then here you are with the output 10 because x is 10. We can also assign it like, suppose if I have to write x equals to x plus 10, x equals to x plus 10. Okay, I will just console it again. So here what I will do, here I will just console it one more time. Now let's see the output. Okay, so for us the value of x is 10. Okay, and let is basically block scope. So as soon as we just, this is like a block, single block. So console.log, x value is set it to 10. It is working as 10. Now x equals to x plus 10. So there is no scope, so that will work as a single block only. So x is defined to 10. So 10 plus 10 will be 20. Assignment operator will basically forward whatever is written at the right, compute this value and assign it to the left hand side, right? So the x value will be now 20. This is one thing. Same thing if I have to write in short, that then I can also write it as, instead of x equals to x plus 10, I can write it as x plus equals to 10. These, this line and this line is having a meaning same. Okay. So this is basically another way to represent this line. X equals to x plus 10 can be written as x plus equals to 10. So yeah, this is the assignment operator. Like this, you can assign the values and accordingly you will get your output. Then what is logical operator and comparison operator? Okay, so let's see about comparison operator. So comparison operator. Okay. So just let me know that is double equals and triple equals are same or not? And what is the difference? I am asking that this operator and this operator, are both of them same? Okay, the answer is no. This operator basically checks if the values are equal. Okay. And this operator checks that values are equal as well as their data types should also match. Okay. These are the basic difference between them. So let's have a example. Console.log. If I ask you that 5 equals to a string 5. So according to it, you should give the output true. Okay, because there is two equivalent, only values will be checked. So 5 is equals to 5. So what should we get? We should get true. Let's try to execute it. Okay, we are getting true. No problem. But same thing if I do through triple equivalent, like 5 triple equals 5. Now basically I will get an output as false. The difference is this is a number and this is a string. So that's why the data type is different. So it will provide the output as in Boolean format, true or false. So that will be false now. So let's see. So are you able to see? Now I am getting here false. So this is basically the difference between both of them. Like double equivalent is used only to match the values of two sides, but triple equivalent is used to match the value as well as the data type. These things you have to keep in your mind so that there will be no issue. Okay. Yeah, this is also done. Then let's see about the logical operator. These things are very basic, so I'm not like trying to provide more time on these topics. Okay. Now, logical operator, all of you are familiar with and or no, no, and not, right? So, and if both the conditions are true, then the output will be true. Not is basically the inverse of your input. Like if input is true, the output will be false. If the input is false, output will be true. And is done, not is done, what is or, if anyone is true, it will provide us the output as true. So we can also write a console type command for them so that you can get the output accordingly. We are talking about logical operator. Console.log. If both are true, and true. Then what should be the output? I am just removing all these content from here now because the output screen is looking quite uh yeah, now it will look good. Okay, so if I execute it, just see the output. True and true. If both are true, then end will give us true. But if anyone can be false, like console dot log, if anyone will be false in case of your AND operator, then it should return us false as the output. Okay, that you have to keep in your mind. You can see here we are getting the output as true. Why true? Because both the conditions are true. Now here we are getting false. Why false? Because the second condition is false. So in case of AND, is if any one condition is false, then we will get the output as false. Here again, I can write AND operator. Correct. Okay, done. AND operator done. Now let's talk about OR operator. Okay, for OR what we can do? Console.log. Anyone will be true, then we will get true as the output. So let's try to write. So you can see here that only one thing is true. So what will be the output? The output will be true for this case. So true is coming. Then in case of OR, when the output will come as false, when both the things are false here, right? So if both the condition in OR will be false, then only you will get the output as false. So false or false. Okay, let's try to re-execute it. First of all, we are getting here false. Why false for last statement? Because both the condition are false. In true, uh, in or if anyone true, output will be true. Output will be true. And in AND operator, what is the case? If any statement will be false, then output will be false also. Okay. These are basically your logical operators. Now, what is your not operator? Let's also discuss about that. Console.log not basically replicates your output. Not true means false. And if we do console.log not false, then it should become true, right? Let's try to see it. You can see for this line, for line number 13, console.log not true. Not true means that it is false, and not false means that it is true. Yeah, so these are basically your types of operator. We have discussed about arithmetic operator, then we have discussed about comparison operator, then logical operator, and at last we have discussed about assignment operator also. Okay, I hope it is clear. Just make sure that whatever we have covered up to now is understandable by you or not. At the starting, we have seen that what is JavaScript. We have to provide dynamic functionality to our web page through JavaScript. Then we have seen the difference between let, where, and const. That where is basically functional scope, right? And let and const are your block scope. Okay. Then we have created an example. Through that, we have seen how the output will vary as soon as we change the keywords from let, where to const. Okay. Then we have covered about the types of operator, that what is arithmetic operator, how you can perform arithmetic inside a console brace, right? That we have seen. So these are quite easy things. And I hope that it is clear to you now. As all these things have been done, now I will move to important part of JavaScript, which is array. Quite basic. Up to now, you are familiar with the arrays of your respective language, like you know about C, C++, right? Python, Java, whatever language you have seen. Only one array is something that store multiple types of values, right? In a single variable of same data types in another languages, like, but in JavaScript array can store multiple values of different data types also, and that is only possible in your JavaScript only, that there will be multiple values, but also the data types for those values will be different. So that is only possible when we are talking about our array in JavaScript. Okay, so the heading will be like array. Arrays, we are talking about arrays. So let's define a array first. Okay, and then we will see some built-in functions so that we can have some hand-on practice over the array part. Okay, so yes, let's start with array. What is array? Array stores multiple value in a single variable. So let's try to define an array. Let a fruits array to be there. Okay, add the elements apple, banana, and suppose mango. Okay, and mango. What you have done? You have added apple, banana, and mango. Just a second. Let me close it, hide it. Okay, here also I have to close it. Yeah. So what you have done? You have defined an array having named fruits. Inside this, how many fruits are there? Apple, banana, and mangoes are there. Right. So if you want to console it, you can console that without any hesitation. Now it is simple for you. So let me just tell you that how you can do it. Console.log the name of array, which is fruits. Okay, no problem. Let's see what we are getting as the output. Nothing new. Multiple times you have seen it. Okay. Apple, banana, and mango. Okay. What are the speciality of array? That there is indexing, and by default it starts with 0. Means at 0th index the element is apple. At first index the element is banana, and at second index the element is mango. So if you want to find out a particular element with its position, like at indexing number, then how to find it? So for that you can write console.log, then the name of array, and inside this array I want to see the value that is present at second index. Like this you can get the output for it. So what is present at the second index? By default in JavaScript arrays 0 indexed. So 0 index means at 0th place it will start from 0th place. So at 0 apple is there, at 1 banana is there, at 2 mango is there. So let's also cross check our answer after executing it. Okay. So you can see mango is coming as the output. Okay. Now also you can do one thing, that if suppose you want to change the value of this banana, okay, from banana you want to make it orange. So fruits, in fruits array, target the element which is at index 1 and assign the value to that from banana to orange. Okay. So if now we just console it, means enter, just a second, and console.log fruits. Okay, so that we can also get an idea that is things really working as per our expectations or not. What I have done, I have changed the value at first index. What is the value at first index? Banana. I have changed its value from banana to orange, and then I am consoling the new array, the updated array, the modified one. So let me clear the terminal and try to execute it. First of all, what is coming? Let's see one by one. At line number 3, first console is there, console.log fruits. So it is showing me all the original fruits, which is apple, banana, and mango. At starting, apple, banana, mango is there. I'm getting the output also. Good. Then console.log fruits, whatever is presented second index. So at second index, mango is there. So we are getting the output as mango. No problem. Now in first index, change the value to orange. Means orange will come to the first index value of the array. So right now what is there? Banana is there. So just feed this orange to this banana and console.log fruits, means print your array. So you can see now what is the output? Apple, orange, and mango. You can compare it from the first line. Now both of them are different because manually you have just modified your array. Clear, guys? I hope it is clear to you. Quite easy. Not that much so that you can have a break. Quite easy, I guess. And everyone will be familiar with this now. Now, how to add some elements to an existing array? We are going to see about some built-in functions which we can use in array. Okay. So, fruits, the array name, then push function, built-in function, whatever, suppose whatever fruit you want to append into the array, you can push it inside the array using push operator. Okay, so what I will do, I will just push grapes to my array, and to verify that is it pushed or not, what I can do, I can console it, console.log the name of basically my array, which is fruits. Okay, let's check what is happening. Node space index.js. Okay, this line is clear. It is coming from line number 3, then mango, then the change one after and at last you can see apple, orange, mango, and last element is grapes. How grapes is pushed? Using the push function. Okay, so this push function basically push an element to the last index of the array. Okay, and with same thing, pop is there. What does pop do? When you call a pop function, it will basically delete an element from the last of the existing array. So if I show you fruits dot pop, just call this function, as this is the function, so just accordingly call it. Okay, and after that, after deleting the last element, what does this pop functionality will do? This will basically delete the element from the last, right? So now the grapes which you have appended through push operator, th- through push function, is being deleted through this line. Again, just delete anything else. Now what is the last index? At last index now mango will be there. So let's also delete mango. So fruits dot pop. Again, you have called the pop operation. If you are familiar with stack, then it is quite like cake on walk on the cake, right? It is something which you already know. And if not familiar with stack, then quite easy. Just push is adding the element to the last of the array, and pop is deleting the element from the last of the array. Now let's try to console fruits. Okay, let me clear my screen. Okay, wait. Clearing my screen, and this is console whatever cross original name console. Okay, let's try to now re-execute it. Okay, you can see what is happening, that after pushing grapes, we have consoled the array. So after pushing grapes, we have consoled the array. Now see what is happening. Fruits dot pop. Pop is basically used to delete from the last. Okay. So through this pop, what has been removed? Grapes has been removed. Now your original array will contain apple, orange, and mango because you have deleted grapes. Okay. Again, you are calling this pop operation. So now what it will do? Whatever the element will be at last. Now mango is at last. So mango will be deleted accordingly. Okay. So this is basically how you can use push and pop operator. Now, push and pop will work from the last index. So how you can delete and insert something at the first index? Okay, so no worries. There are shift and unshift. What will shift do? It will remove an element from the starting index. So if I call it fruits dot shift, so from starting it will remove an element. What does that mean? That right now apple is there at the starting. If I just console this, if I just console this, what you will get? You will get that apple will be removed. So let me just, yeah. So as soon as I have executed this command, you can see I am only getting now an orange a fruit in my fruits array. Why? Because through shift, you can delete from start index. Remove first element. Okay, that is also fine. Pop, remove last element. Okay. Push, add element at last. Clear? Quite simple. Now how to add something to the first index? For that, unshift is there. So unshift is adds elements at first index. Elements at first index. Okay, let's try to see that what they are so doing. So fruits dot unshift, inside the function just pass them the name of fruit. So suppose I want to use strawberry. Okay, so what it will do, it will add strawberry at the starting of this array. Means before orange you will see strawberry. So let's console it so that you can cross check it also. And then this fruits part. Okay, just try to execute it. Clear the terminal and then execute it. So can you see from this unshift line what is happening? It has added strawberry to the end of index. So there is my question now. If I now use fruits dot pop, then what will happen? Fruits dot pop. What will be the output for it? Yes, you are correct. So if we are using fruits dot pop, so pop basically deletes the element from the last. So orange will be deleted. and you will only get strawberry as the output. Okay. So again, recapping whatever we have done up to now in arrays, that first of all, what is an array, how to declare that array, what are zero indexing, how to manually update any element using its index, that we have covered. Then we have seen about push operator, pop operator, or you can say function, shift function and unshift function. These are few things which we have already seen. Now, how to check that what is the length of your array? You can also check that. So for that, console.log, to check the length, we have to use fruits.length. Whatever will be your array name, just use dot operator and length with that so that you can get the length of fruit. Okay. So here, what is the length of fruit? Only two elements are there. So it should come as 2. Okay. You can see it is coming as 2. But if suppose before this, I add one more element. How to add element at last? So we have to use push for that. So fruits dot push, and I am pushing kiwi, suppose, to the end. Okay. Now just see that what should happen, that it is giving me now 3. Why it is giving me now 3? Because kiwi is added. Okay, I can also console one more time. Console.log, give me fruits. Console. Okay. So you can see strawberry, orange and kiwi are coming. After adding kiwi, you are consoling it. Okay. Perfect. Clear everyone? Quite easy. I hope it is easy for you to understand these things because these are not complex, right? Now, you have noticed one thing, that whatever we are up to now doing, like through push, pop, unshift, shift, as directly changing the original array, right? So whatever you are doing, it is changing the original array for that. So there is one more thing which is map. Map, which we will learn about map function, that how we can use map and how it will create a new array. So okay, just for today, this will be the last topic. So I will let you know that what we will cover in the upcoming session also after completing this map part. Okay, so let's try to see about map. Okay, so I am creating a new array for it. Okay, for and telling you about map, I am creating another array of numbers so that you can have an idea of it. Let numbers is equals to, just create a number 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Okay, this is the array I have created at my end. Now I want another array so that all the numbers in that array must be twice of this number, the number which are there in nums. Okay, so what I want to double all the numbers and store it inside another array. It will not affect my current array. Okay, so for that we can store it. Let double equals to, now see how this map function will work. We have to provide nums dot map, means on this nums array you have to perform this map function, and in that I want it like that for every index. This n is indicating the index. For every index over there, I want to multiply the number by 2. Let me just first write the code. Let me just try to execute it and then I will explain that what is happening. You can see now what I am getting. If I am like consoling this double array, I am getting 2468, which is double of all the elements which are present in your nums array. Yeah. So how these things are working? So first of all, through map, we are creating another new array, which will have the transformation of the existing array, right? So accordingly, you can multiply it by 3, you can plus any like any other variable to a existing array, and whatever you want to do, you can transform your existing array to a new array accordingly. Okay. Nums.map means we have to provide the map functionality to this nums array, and here this n is indicating to the each index at a time. Means at first this n is indicated to 1. So whatever the condition will be, you can write it in the right hand side. n into t n into 2 means at the first index or at the first place you have to multiply that element by 2. Then this is the functionality of this map, that it will keep moving to each index until and unless the array is finished. Okay, so now it will jump to index 1, which is 2. So 2 into 2 is 4. Okay, now index 2, which is 3. 3 into 2 is 6. So as soon as this map functionality is working, we can transform the new array and it is storing in the very let constant double. Okay, clear? I hope it is clear to you. Yeah. Then there is another thing also, which is filter. Let me tell you about filter also. Now I want to select only those elements from this nums array which are even. So how can I write it? Let even equals to nums dot filter. Means we we are applying this filter operation on our nums array, right? And there also what I want, that my n should be even. So what is the condition for checking even? That its remainder must be 0 when it is divided by 2, right? So for that I have written this functionality. What is it? That number modulo 2 must be equivalent to 0. Why I am using triple equivalent? So that it will also check the data type for it. And now console.log even functionality. Console.log and even numbers. I'm just printing that because this array is storing all the even numbers, right? So let's try to see that what we are getting as the output. Are you able to see? I am getting 2 and 4 as the output because in this nums array only 2 and 4 are even numbers. Yes, so basically up to this we have to cover in today's session. Like we are having a good idea of arrays now. Tomorrow I will tell you about what is a traditional function and what is known as arrow function. Okay, that we will discuss, that what is arrow function and basic looping part, and will cover the things accordingly. I hope you enjoyed the session and everything will be clear to you, like what is function scope, what is block scope, and these things will be clear to you now. Okay, so just try to revise all the things at your end, whatever we have done, like push, pop, shift, unshift, right? Length, map, filter, how these things are working, how to push an element at the last element, how to pop it out from last. So for that, pop function is there, how to add at the first index. For that, unshift is there. Okay, so it will be good if you are going to practice it at your end. So thank you so much. We will connect tomorrow with the part 2 of JavaScript, where we will cover the more concepts which will like help you to learn more about JavaScript. Okay. So bye bye. Happy learning. Have a nice day.